Chairman Loudermilk, Ranking Member Raskin, and members of the subcommittee. I would like to thank you for the invitation to speak with you today. It's an honor to share my perspectives derived from 26 years in law enforcement, 20 of those as an FBI agent. The Biden-era FBI and DOJ presided over some of the most controversial investigations and prosecutions in modern history. From the January 6th investigations to the Mar-a-Lago raid, Merrick Garland's DOJ, in concert with former FBI Director Christopher Wray, has successfully tarnished our most respected institutions of justice and national security with the odious stigmas of politicization and weaponization. American citizens have been rightly outraged at the inexcusable malfeasance of a relatively few senior executives. A bifurcated FBI held highly politicized investigations in the compartmentalized precincts of the Hoover Building, while the vast investigative experience and far more rigorous oversight of field agents and division-level management was in large part circumvented, providing insulated political hacks with the unchecked latitude to pursue political opponents. For instance, as documented by DOJ Inspector General findings, the Crossfire Hurricane investigation was predicated on a thin tissue of preposterous fictions spun by operatives of the Clinton campaign and given the imprimatur of compromised members of the intelligence community. What we witnessed during Biden-era weaponization was appalling. I watched the events of January 6th unfold at a Washington field office offsite. I was initially struck by the peaceful and civilized conduct demonstrated by the vast majority of protesters, which quickly devolved into disgust as radical elements wearing the uniform of Antifa anarchists began a campaign of agitation and vandalism, which drew a minority of the more gullible into criminal acts. The Biden administration and a complicit mainstream media wasted no time in labeling it as an insurrection, an event to rival September 11th or the Confederate insurrection of the Civil War. However, the only casualty of January 6th was an Air Force veteran and Trump supporter, Ashley Babbitt. The objective was obvious: to stigmatize Republican protest and bludgeon President Trump and his supporters with bigoted labels such as white supremacist, white nationalist extremist, or racially or ethnically motivated violent extremist, or RMVE. This political narrative bears directly on the issue of why Chris Wray's FBI failed to identify the pipe bomb subject. The answer, in my opinion, isn't a sensational one. Therefore, it has eluded most of the podcasting class. It was simply a function of good leadership or the lack thereof. Biden's FBI was directed to conduct the most sweeping investigation in the FBI's history, absurdly, of mostly federal trespassers. And the political narrative driven by Biden through his Attorney General Merrick Garland was myopically focused on the unicorn of violent white extremism. In simple terms, finding the pipe bomb subject was not a priority for Wray's FBI. The incentive structure was shifted and FBI resources were squandered on chasing political chimeras. The obsession with persecuting Trump supporters left no institutional impetus to get to the bottom of the pipe bomber mystery. Elections matter, and the Trump victory has paid out some unexpected dividends. The appointment and confirmation of FBI Director Kash Patel and the appointment of former Deputy Director Dan Bongino has everything to do with finally discovering who planted those viable pipe bombs at the DNC and RNC headquarters. In short, Deputy Director Bongino recommitted FBI investigative resources and assigned a group of task force officers assembled from local and state jurisdictions. Combined with a new type of FBI cast analysis, this group of FBI agents and TFOs worked seamlessly to bring about the identification and arrest of Brian Cole Jr. The current disposition of this case comes down to a simple matter of priorities, an election of great consequence. Critics of Director Patel and the investigation into the pipe bomb subject have based their allegations on the conjecture of internet cranks utilizing hobbyist analysis of cell phone tower data, among other things. Conversely, the cast and TFO professionals formulated new and specifically tailored algorithms to demystify cell tower data that had been opaque to investigators up to that point. In essence, we're being asked to believe that the stalwarts of the conservative movement, Attorney General Pam Bondi, FBI Director Patel, and former Deputy Director Bongino, and the esteemed U.S. Attorney for D.C., Jeanine Pirro, have all colluded to railroad an innocent man. The bottom line is this: President Trump's FBI got their man by dint of good leadership. This bodes very good things for the American people and their FBI.
Thank you, Mr. Nantz. Mr. Romano, you may begin.